Hey everyone, it's GigaDB, and I'm here with my commentator Allegro.
Hello.
And we're about to show off Mario & Luigi Paper Jam any %. It is a very broken speedrun, and I'm excited to show it off. So,
Yep.
yeah, are we ready for a countdown? Alright, so in 3, 2, 1, go.
Woo.
Alrighty, here we are. So, right off the bat, just gonna mention that cutscenes in this game usually have a fast forward button, so I'm gonna be holding R throughout them. It's very nice. I guess it's the second best thing to just being able to skip cutscenes. It is a little awkward because I have to hold R and then mash A and B on a 3DS for text. So I kind of tilt my 3DS. You can see it's like, this is how I hold it. To get my fingers in the right place. So, just a little bit about this game. This game, I guess it kind of flew under the radar a bit. It was the newest installment in the Mario Luigi series, if you don't count the remakes. And I guess a little bit of a disclaimer, some people think this game is pretty bad. I really like it, even though it has some not so good parts. But just also so happens to be really broken and good for speedrunning, so yeah, that's I guess a brief introduction to this game. We do have a bit of an intro here, so we can talk a little bit more about, I guess, run history and maybe get to some donations too. So, like, I guess just like a little bit of history about how the run progressed is that we actually like had glitch hunters who break other Mario RPG titles, such as Thousand Year Door, and like Really Tall and Solidified Gaming. They completely busted up in this game like almost immediately after release. And actually, this game released a little earlier in Europe and Japan, so they got their hands on their copies early and broke this game wide open. And I remember getting this game looking forward to messing around with the glitches. So this just gives you a little bit of history about it.
Yeah. So it was pretty much a wild ride from day one when it comes to glitches.
Mm-hmm. So.
But yeah, there's just you'll only be seeing a lot of glitches. Some that were started from. You'll see some that were found pretty early on, but most of those have kind of gone away. We've really developed the route in the past few years.
Yeah, and I think this game is pretty fun to mess around with and experiment with, so that leads to a lot of things being found. So, I guess just a brief overview if you've never seen this game before is we have, the story is just basically Luigi knocks over a buck, as you saw in the intro, knocks Paper Mario's world into the Mario & Luigi world. That's pretty much all you have to know about the story, really. It's pretty simple. And then, eventually Peach gets kidnapped, you save her, it's a Mario game. So, yeah. So, we do have a little bit of time for donations if there are any at the moment.
Absolutely. We have $25 from Ray Wakes saying, "My husband and I have been watching GDQ for years together, and this year he's away for military training, so it's just me and our cats enjoying the fun. Thanks for always having such amazing events and for continuing the tradition during this difficult time. Let's get some hype!"
Hype?
Also a $50 donation from Keith180 saying, "Good luck to all the runners."
Alright, so we're gonna get into our first Paper Toad mission. And if you played this game before, you'll know that this game is absolutely littered with them. You have to do a bunch of them to progress. I believe, like, yeah, casually you have to save around 200 Paper Toads. Luckily, we do not have to save that much in the speedrun, but we do have to do this one.
Yeah, this is, I believe we only have to complete 2 Paper Toad missions in total for this run.
And one of them is technically optional, but it's faster to do it, so.
Yeah. But yeah, the game's about to kind of break wide open right after this, but you'll see this pretty soon.
Yeah. It's finishing up here. And we have time for a couple more donations.
Absolutely. Old Hoovian contributes $100 to Doctors Without Borders, saying, I can't believe it's Wednesday already. This donation is going towards the Resident Evil 3 remake because I don't want to see SGDQ any percent. I want to see SGDQ 100%. Can we get a $5 hype train going? Also $30 from Vanessa122 saying, did I hear a train? Choo choo! All aboard for Resident Evil 3.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I guess we're gonna get to our first instance of breaking the game open. I do have to turn something on quickly. I'm gonna turn easy mode on. It doesn't make a huge difference in this run, but it is faster. So you just opt to use it. And here you're gonna see some magic of this game.
Yep, you could probably call this game Mario and Luigi Paperclip.
Paperclip. I like to call it jam Mario and Luigi into walls sometimes. So yeah, this game doesn't have walls. You can just kind of go through them. It's a very nice feature.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, some keen eyes might notice that Giga did that after the Toad mission. The only reason he does that after the fact is because the loading zone does not exist on the during the Toad mission, but that's definitely not going to be the case later for these Toad missions.
Here we go.
So here we're gonna get to our first tutorial battle. We might notice some familiar battle music. I'm actually gonna hear this one a decent amount.
Yeah.
Even though it does change later.
Yeah. This is a good old Superstar Saga. But yeah, the Goomba fights are pretty standard. It's just jump. That's literally not much to it.
Yeah, and just make sure you hit the counterattack here. That's basically it.
But yeah, Giga's about to go into the next section of Sunbeam Plains. Gonna be doing some more really interesting stuff.
I guess just a quick notice, I'm playing on the English version. As you can see, like, text scrolls by boxes, so it doesn't really matter for text at all. Interestingly, there's a slight stat difference, but it really doesn't matter, like, between English and JP, because I think, like, early game, Luigi has a little bit more defense, but it, like, evens out as you level up anyway, so it's just a little weird. But for speedrun, defense doesn't really matter anyway. Like, so.
Yeah, Mario and Luigi games tend to have very odd changes between the English and Japanese release, and it's just very minute things. But like Giga said, it's gonna be his stats for this game. Some other games, it's like I want to say stats are a little bit different in Superstar Saga as well.
Yeah, there's also no roulette wheel to increase stats a little bit extra, so stats are really consistent in this game.
Yeah.
Go time.
So yeah, another Goomba fight, and it's about the same. Except they're gonna introduce a bunch of little tiny mechanics.
Yeah, teaching us how to counterattack specifically, which I don't know why they couldn't do that in the first fight, but we got what we got. Something to note is that easy mode is actually turned off because there's a short tutorial on expert points in here too, which you can only get when easy mode is off, so it forcibly turns it off for this fight. And also, turn order is like really random here. Turn order is weird in this game.
Nice, Lucky.
It matters so much.
Exactly.
Alright, I got the tutorial fights out of the way, and then I'm gonna see some more magic.
Yeah,
We're
this
out.
clip's a little weird sometimes, but it's very interesting. You're about to see Giga walk on water.
Yeah, Mario and Luigi are Jesus. Although they walked on water in the previous clip too. So we're gonna go over here and get Bare Boots DX, which is a item that you can't, or gear that you can't access until much later. That'll help speed up some fights we're gonna do. Luigi didn't feel like cooperating.
No. Yeah, this clip can be a little finicky.
Yeah, I played it a little risky there, like not quote unquote risky, I guess. Just tried to be a little fast on it, but Luigi wasn't in the perfect position to start. So. And now we're actually on the part of West Sunbeam Plains that you don't get to until much later in the game. So we're gonna go to a Luxury Center that you normally don't have access to yet, and I'm gonna equip the Bare Boots first.
Yeah, he definitely wants to make sure he wears those for these fights because he's going to try and do First Strike, and that should try and kill the whole set, but it's going to be complete RNG.
Yeah. Now there's this like weird flat guy that is suddenly behind us now. I don't know where he came from, but he's just here now.
He strangely looks like Mario.
Yeah. I guess we'll just work with him since he's here.
He might be useful
nice,
later.
good RNG. So yeah, these encounters that I have to do are luck on what actually appears in the fight. We want all Goombas because then the fight ends instantly, like you saw there.
You can get a set where it'll be like, I believe it's just paper paratroopas, and that will, I think it'll slow down the fights by around 2 turns, somewhere around there.
Yeah, some people call these Goomba fights the true final bosses of this game, but it's obviously just, you know, RNG, kill your run.
Yeah. Absolutely no significance to that statement, though.
Yeah. I don't think I got the first try. No. All right, this is gonna be a little slower then.
Ooh. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't run from Ted Mission fights for whatever reason.
Yeah, this game is just very brutal when it comes to that.
Like he actually did matter.
Lucky's always coming in and save the bacon.
Yeah. So this is the slower fights. Even if I did get the first strike, I would have had to kill the paratrooper slowly.
Yeah, because they're all stacked and there's just a bunch of paratroopers that you have to kill in the process.
So the only reason we're actually doing this Paper Toad mission is to get the dash talks. So now, even though the dash talks take upwards of like 3 minutes to get, they save time on movement everywhere because you can run with them. So it's actually faster, but I think only if you get perfect RNG, but it also just makes the run way more fun and entertaining to watch, so kind of works out.
Yeah, it'll be really fun to watch once it gets to West Gloomy Woods. It's gonna be a treat. But yeah, this is the basically the tutorial introducing you to the slide mechanic, but we're really not going to use this at all beyond this tutorial.
All right, went right through them. Cool. the slide mechanic is definitely really good. Not bad at all.
Totally not messed up. Anyway.
Luckily, that didn't waste too much time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the slide mechanic's exclusive to Toad missions, and you normally aren't supposed to use it outside of these missions, but there are ways to get around that. Also, nice
So I guess
entrance.
we can talk a little bit about how clips work a little bit, and that is like pretty much when you run against a wall and you start like vibrating against it, then you know you can always clip Mario and Luigi, pretty much guaranteed. And all you have to do is just like do soft taps and inch your way into the wall in a certain manner. But now you're gonna see when we have Paper Mario, things get a little bit more complicated. So we have to deal with him a little differently.
Yeah, Giga's gonna have to tap. I believe it's up and then just to the side so many times and then back down. And hopefully they'll all clip in, and he did. So
Yeah.
that
So
was a
yeah,
very
we're actually
clean clip.
yeah we're clipping back to the side that we're supposed to be on, and also skipping the boss of this area in the process. Now we're gonna do another clip. So now, in that scenario, you're able to see us like be able to clip Paper Mario, and like without a corner, you can just kind of rub him against the wall and he'll clip. But here, we're gonna do something a little different.
Yeah, Giga's gonna be trying to get Mario and Luigi in, but he's gonna leave Paper Mario out. Though he can get lucky and get Paper Mario clipped in all the way, but it's really difficult to do that.
Yeah, so by making Paper Mario jump up here, for whatever reason, when Paper Mario's on a different plane, it lets us detach from him. So now we can just walk around here and enter the desert early, which skips a lot more things than Papercraft, which is probably my least favorite part of this game, casually. And you can see Paper Mario is trying his best in his own way right there. And we're in the
Yeah.
desert.
Yep. But yeah, the Papercraft fights are stupidly slow, but you will see them in the no IBG category. But yeah, I'd recommend go watch a no IBG run, because just for the Papercraft fights alone, it's interesting.
It's a little silly what we do it. We have to do Papercraft, but yeah. So we have a decently long cutscene here, so have some time for a couple donations.
Absolutely. $25 from Metman saying Paper Jam took me forever when I played it. I can't believe GigaDB can beat this in under an hour. Can't wait to see what I was doing wrong. Keep up the great run.
You see, what you were doing wrong is you were thinking that there were walls there when there actually weren't. So you can just go through them.
Josh donates $10 and says, thank you for hosting this event despite everything happening in the world right now. This is a much needed distraction. It's been a joy to watch so far. Good luck to all the runners and keep up the hard work.
So yeah, also, if you notice in that cutscene, Peach got kidnapped somehow. We're not really paying attention, but, you know, we're just going. And both Peaches, even though Paper Peach can, in fact, escape the cage, as we saw. Proves that 2D is better than 3D.
Indeed. So Giga's going to be chasing Nabbit here. He's also going to be getting a Bros item, which is not going to be used, though it would be used a lot in the no IBG category.
Yeah, it's a pretty good attack to use if you can mash. So interestingly, you can skip this cutscene. I was actually investigating, looking for clips. I found like at least 4 clips in this room, but none of them allow you to triple clip consistently and fast, so. Just to show you how many like clips you can find.
I don't know how many clips I've found, but a lot of them ended up not being useful. But yeah, Giga's having to go chase Nabbit again, and he's about to go into the cutscene with Kamek, and it'll just lead into the next Sonic Big Skip. Well, okay, it's not that big of a skip, but it's saves time by cutting out one encounter and just a whole mini game with Nabbit.
Yeah. It's a fairly sizable skip, not huge, but sizable. And I do like the way it looks. It's pretty funny looking. It's gonna work
funny.
similar. It's gonna work similar in mechanics to the last clip I did. So we're gonna keep Paper Mario inbounds most likely, and I'm gonna save here just in case.
Yeah, there's a good chance that the clip will fail because since Paper Mario's going to still be stuck in bounds, it's going to try and pull the bros back in, which is not good, but he'd have to restart the clip.
That's something we have to account for, that, like, as you saw there, where I was like hugging the wall because Paper Mario pulled us back towards him, so I had to re-clip again. And now we're gonna go for a stroll here.
Yeah. And yeah, Paper Mario and the bros are doing a little bit of social distancing right now.
Yeah. Paper Mario's doing his best in the distance.
But yeah, so the whole point of going to the desert right here is to get the trio hammer, which he's about to get in pretty much the next cutscene. It's very important that we get this, or else we will definitely encounter a roadblock way later, but we'll kind of explain that once we get to it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, like, it would seem like it would be possible to skip Trio Hammer, because, like, it's only needed in one spot, and you can, like, clip behind where you would need it, but then the next cutscene crashes if you don't actually use it. So, I'll point that spot out later. But yeah, we only need this for one spot, unfortunately. That would be, like, our next big break if we could skip Trio Hammer, because then we don't have to come to desert at all.
Yep.
We got time for a couple donations as I go through the tutorial here.
You got it. $25 from Rainbow Lava, saying, love to see the community coming together to donate to an amazing cause. Let's get this done. And $25 from Makey, saying, we all need some distraction in these difficult times, and SGDQ is perfect. Thanks for the amazing entertainment to everybody involved. I'm really having a great time. We need to make Resident Evil 3 happen, so let's get that train going.
And I'm just going to be running back to the village here, so time for a couple more donations.
All right, $25 from Samwise42, saying thank you for still doing SGDQ. I can't think of a better way to spend a week working from home, and it's for a great cause. This community is awesome. Also $20 from FlyGonFly330, saying halfway done with SGDQ. This week is going way too fast. Had to get in another donation. More bonus games, please.
So, as we get back to town, you might notice, or you might be saying, okay, yeah, you can clip through a lot of walls, but he's exaggerating when he's saying there are no walls, right? And we're gonna show you that I am not exaggerating when I say this game has no walls. But first, we're gonna take a little trip with Paper Mario. And people like to say this game isn't a Paper Mario game, but I'm playing just Paper Mario right now. So I think it is a Paper Mario game. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
now I'm gonna save and reset.
Yeah, so this trick, I believe, was found by Really Tall. This just really helped break this game wide open early on, and you'll see why.
So saving moves Mario and Luigi into the room that you put them in, or I saved. And so when I attempt to exit here, it's going to put me back with Mario and Luigi. And it's going to put me out of bounds here, because I put them out of bounds. And now, there are no walls. I can just run through them. So yeah, I think it has something to do with like collision being disabled with like entering and exiting, depends. But yeah, now I can just run through walls as I want. But notably something I can't do at the moment is I can't adjust my height. So I'm stuck at whatever height I enter at. And this will matter in a couple of spots. But so we'll see. I just gotta dodge these guys.
if I recall correctly, getting into an encounter would disable walk-through walls, or
I don't actually remember. It's been a while. I don't think it does, but I could be wrong about that.
I might be thinking of something
Because
different.
usually an encounter is like run over, so I don't really know.
Usually.
Yeah. So that's why I entered the loading zone to the left here, so that actually raised me in the air, so I can go here. And you just notice that I stopped running there, because if I ran into the next room, I would instantly hit a cutscene trigger, which would disable everything, so can't do that. So, and right here, I'm also running around a bunch of cutscene triggers, which is very important. I need to get to the back of Gloomy Woods without hitting any cutscenes.
Yeah, if he touches any of the cutscenes, it's pretty much a soft lock.
You can see Bigler's chilling over there, but we're just running past him. Okay, we made it past the cutscene triggers, and now we're gonna go talk to Lucky 2 here, which will disable walk-through walls. Just exit.
Yep. The only reason he need to do that is just so he can go up and talk to Flutter.
Who's definitely there. You can see Paper Chemic and Wriggler having a nice conversation. We're just gonna run past them. Flutter's definitely here. You can talk to him, go up here. See, he's here now. Yeah, we're gonna go up here.
So yeah, Giga's coming up here to get the drill ability, which will be pretty useful for a couple of clips and a very interesting glitch a little later.
Yeah, so you actually need either Trio Drill or Trio Grab to get to the end game. While Trio Grab is actually way more broken as an ability for clipping, but it is a bit more out of the way. And Trio Drill does function pretty well for clipping, and has some other crux to it. So yeah, it's our ability of choice in this run. In no IPG, there's some stuff near Trio Grab that we want to grab for that category, so we opt for Trio Grab in that category.
But yeah, this is going to be a pretty typical tutorial, except Giga, I believe, is going to be trying for an out-of-bounds clip to, I believe, skip part of the tutorial?
Yeah, I'm going to skip part of the tutorial. It doesn't really save much time, but I go for it in world record attempts. So ironically, it's probably like one of the hardest tricks in the run. It only saves 5 seconds if you get it first try. So hopefully I can get it here. So instead of continuing with the drill tutorial, I'm going to try to get out of bounds here. Alright, I got it, nice. See ya, Starlo. Starlo watches us run away.
It's like, where are you going? The tutorial's over here.
The fun fact, actually, since I did that clip, my menu will be locked to the Trio Drill tutorial, and if I open it now, I will crash the game, so I cannot open my menu anymore. But I don't have to. All right, so we're gonna have some fun now. So if you thought this game is broken, you still haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, so these cutscenes that Giga skipped, he can abuse this and basically walk around during the cutscene, then go into a loading zone. And now he has fast forward storage. And now he's going to be doing another really crazy looking trick here with the drill, where he's just going to kind of eject out of the wall and then land out of bounds.
I call this the Sanic rooms because you run through a long room with fast forward active, because you gotta store the ability to use fast forward on a cutscene in normal gameplay.
It just looks so silly with the dash slocks.
Yes. So this clip is a little bit of luck. I think, am I far enough? Let me just check now. Okay. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, this clip can be a little annoying sometimes, but
yeah, that's more of like an older school style type of clip where you just wiggle on the wall and hope you go in it.
Yep. And you might notice that the music's still playing from the camera cutscene, so we're gonna be hearing it for a little bit.
What are you talking about? I don't hear any trumpets.
Gotta love some muted trumpets.
So yeah, we're just doing things, going. So yeah, we're gonna when you have fast forward storage, you can clip with the drill if you just use the drill normally. So we can use that to access this cutscene while having the party together in a drill. So what that does is like if you watch that cutscene without being in drill, then if you leave the room, you'll just have Luigi's go really slow. So that's the reason why we do that. I just gotta get up there. Yep. And you notice like Luigi was like scared there, and it was a scare animation, so I was jumping and he would disappear. It's not like he's like in this really slow scared state. Actually, I'm gonna save. Hold a second.
Yeah, that'll come into play with the glitch exhibition later, but I'm not gonna completely spoil that.
Alright. So the purpose of going through the woods and looking at that cutscene was so that we can access this mission to get up to Mount Burt early. And now I'm gonna do a similar clip to the one I did in the drill tutorial. Didn't quite get it.
Yeah, essentially this clip, you basically have to mimic the movement for all the bros, I believe, to try and get them all clipped in.
Yeah, I need all the bros to take very soft steps so that they can enter the clip spot. And so when you're in a Toad mission, I do need to go to the Mount Burt tunnel now, but because when you're in this Toad mission, that loading zone isn't active, but there is one that is active, and that is this one for the Lakitu Center. So now that this will bring back the loading zones. And now I'm actually have stored the Toad mission gameplay into normal gameplay. I don't think we're just gonna clip there.
Yeah, the fact that he stored this Toad mission will become very, very important in the next about 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, Giga's just going to be running around to the back tunnel, and you'll be seeing some stuff floating out in out in the middle of nowhere.
That Yoshi is just chilling. There's collision that appears there later, that's why. So I'm gonna need all of you to hold it with me. Hold it. I'm holding the R button. So that I look at that cutscene just to get fast forward storage back again. And we're gonna need it to clip here again.
Yep, more drill clips.
More drill clips, more fast forward storage.
Yeah, and then Giga's gonna kind of teleport to the top by just kind of moving into position, and it'll just kind of warp them up.
Yeah, if you're just out of bounds and you go back in rounds, it'll warp you up to the inbounds area.
Okay, and this is a very interesting thing he's having to do. He's gonna have to hit these before this. He has to hit these switches in the specific order, or else the game will crash for whatever reason. And again, this is the reason why we needed the trio hammer, because if we were to try and go out of bounds and hit the elevator behind there, the game just really likes to crash.
Now a little bit. This clip is very unique to this run, where there's just kind of weird collision underneath the bridge. I don't know why I fell there, but it's pretty quick to retry.
Yeah, that's a very unique clip, to say the least.
Alright, so now we're going to enter our first boss fight of the run, so I think I'm pretty prepared. Everyone's level 2, I have starter gear, no cards, I skipped getting cards, which is the main battle mechanic of it, so I think I'm pretty ready, wouldn't you say so?
I think so. But yeah, you're going to see something very interesting with King Bob.
Yeah.
Giga is totally going to try and counterattack King Bomb's attacks, and that's just how he's going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, luckily the counterattacks do a lot of damage here.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I completely messed up.
Dude, you're bad.
Oh no! I accidentally selected return to title screen. Oh, and we won.
Okay, so this is what we've been kind of alluding to. This is instant battle glitch. Basically, since Giga had the toad storage, he can, when he dies in a boss battle, it basically acts like he's still in a toad mission. So it's like, oh well, just go back and start the mission again. But there is no mission, so it basically boots him out of the fight and just pretends like he won. So
Yeah, that was a pretty tough boss fight. I mean, there's a lot of counterattacking. It was quite the grinds, but I did a good job, I think.
But yeah.
So yeah, this is the glitch that completely destroys this run. And so if you're like, oh, I want to see him do the fights, that's what the no YoBG is for. So I do run categories that actually do fights too. But
Yeah. Funny enough, the actual strategy to King Babam in no YoBG is to counterattack. So
yeah, so it's pretty. I was alluding to it a little bit, but we do actually fight King Babam at level 2, even in no YoBG. So yeah, curious in that. It is definitely a very grindy fight, though. It takes a long time.
And you do get a lot of experience from that fight.
Yes, literally spend several minutes leveling up in that run.
But yeah, now Giga is going to be climbing up to Neo Bowser Castle. He's going to do a few things, but he's also going to leave for like a quick minute to do some weird setups.
Yeah, I have to do a couple of things here first, and we're gonna leave. So we're just gonna enter the rooms to the right and left, and I'm gonna clear these cutscenes. And that's it's not really like, I don't think it's integral, but it's faster to do so because later I'll be getting fast forward storage again, and if you have to watch a cutscene that uses fast forward, then it disables it. So as you saw, I could fast forward those cutscenes. So yeah, they would disable fast forward storage. So if I get rid of them now, be able to zoom later.
Zoom. All right. So Giga is going to have to leave, and he's going to have, well, be careful of all the punchy ghosts.
Yeah.
I forget what they're actually called.
I believe they're bruisers.
Okay, that's.
Yeah, I gotta dodge all the. Yeah, enemy is late game. Obviously on level 2, so I will get destroyed by them. So I can't really touch them.
Yeah. So Giga is going to be heading back to a Lakitu center to go into a mini game, which is very strange, but there's a good reason for this. He does not have access to this save button right now, so he needs to go to a mini game to save. So he needs to basically fail this Toad Trail mini game, and then it'll just automatically save the game for him.
What are you talking about? I just want to play a fun game and relax. Oh, I failed him.
Oh. But yeah, the whole point of doing this is just so he can retain all the trio abilities that he's gotten, because I think Giga can probably explain why this works a bit better than I can.
I mean, I think you pretty much covered it pretty well. It's essentially we're unable to save, and the only way to save is through playing the arcade machine. And when we defeat King Babam, we get all the trio abilities. But you could saw like one of them was like kind of blanked out. I couldn't use it. So when we save, we keep it. Also, if we canceled the Toad mission any other way, we'd actually lose all the abilities we gained through it. So we have to save to keep everything.
I mean, especially need trio playing for a little later.
Yeah.
But yeah, Giga's going to do a bit of a weird setup here. He's going to try and talk to some toads and then kind of back away. He's going to basically kind of save at a certain point here. And it's going to cause him to be able to use the trio abilities when he's talking to the toads here. And it's going to cause some outbound shenanigans here.
Yep. Yeah, so when I enter Bowser's Castle while in drill, it'll displace me out of bounds above. And the only reason we just need out of bounds here to pretty much accomplish the same thing as to save in this trigger here.
Yeah, when he reloads the save, the toads will just instantly talk to him, but for whatever reason, they just won't talk to him when he's like standing right there before the save.
Yeah, I think it has something to do with the camera. So when I have the ability to store a cutscene, I have the ability to walk through walls if I time this right. So I tried to close, and I did get it. I tried to close the last text box as I entered through the loading zone, and I'll re-enable walk through walls. So yeah, there's actually like 3 different ways we know of activating walk through walls. So yeah.
Yeah. So
it's pretty nice.
So yeah, Giga had to go to trio grab right there just to kind of level himself back onto the ground because he was just a little too high for the loading zone there. And
yeah.
So right now he's just hitting switches so he can access the second floor. And coming up is he will have to use another trio grab to get up top again, and it's kind of risky.
It should be fine if you use fast forward.
Yeah.
Also, this cutscene isn't meant to be fast forward, so you can see the buttons don't follow properly. Looks really weird.
it's very silly. But yeah, you can possibly soft lock here, but again, fast forward storage.
Yeah. So we're gonna ride this elevator up here, and this will progress the game forward. It's actually a story trigger. We didn't actually know that. We thought that the next cutscene was a story trigger. So this was like just being able to keep fast forward storage longer. Oh, accidentally fell. Being able to keep fast forward storage longer, even just by a little bit, will save like 30 seconds. That's how good it is. Okay, I'm going to not fast forward here so I can make sure I dodge enemies. Okay, now I would assume.
But yeah, you might have noticed like, wait. The bridge wasn't solid, and what?
Kind of just went through the bridge. Yeah, the bridge isn't not actually there. It looks like it's there, but it's not.
Yeah, you're supposed to do this whole thing where you're supposed to put the bridge pieces back together and all this, but for whatever reason, doing all the story cutscenes pretends that they're there, but the collision isn't.
You know, I think what it is because the bridge starts out being there and then Bowser knocks it away. So it's just there and like, without the collision. I need to go down.
That's possible.
So
yes.
Yeah. So normally we would go to West Sunbeam Plains if we're going to a place to get the fastest toad storage, but I need to go to North Gloomy Woods because I need to store a specific mission here, and I need to. If I need to enter here first before I start the mission, like this area, because you'll see this mission takes place in this area also. I'm on a little bridge that I need to be able to walk on. And yeah. I need to store this toad mission to make sure I can use plane while having toad storage. Because normally, like when you play some toad missions, they black out some of your abilities if you want to do them later. This one does not black out anyone.
Yeah, so this is going to be an example of trio grab clipping here, and this is probably the easiest method of clipping out, like by far.
Yeah, all you have to do is just use trio grab in any of the clip spots that I've used before, and then you can really just clip easy just by rubbing against the wall, pretty much.
That's basically how a lot of the clips, like early on, were kind of discovered. It's just really rubbing up against anything with trio grab. And yeah, then we kind of realized, well, we can still clip with just like Mario and Luigi, and we don't need some of the trio abilities.
Yeah. So because, for whatever reason, because this game has this Toad mission had a timer, it's very unstable. So I absolutely cannot touch any enemies now or I will crash the game. For whatever reason, I don't know why that happens. The other Toad Stories don't have that happen. But yeah.
This is definitely the 3DS game that I would say probably has the most crashes that I'm aware of.
We're gonna show off a few in the glitch incentive.
Like, it's even possible to just crash the game without even intentionally glitch the game out. I've had several boss fights just crash on me for whatever reason. Now it's time for everyone's. It's almost time for everyone's favorite boss fight, quote unquote. This fight that he's going to be skipping was probably one of the worst fights to get around, in any of the speedruns for Paper Jam. But now it's across both categories, 80% no IBG. This fight is completely skipped.
Alright, yeah, that plane flying is a little tight there. I have to time my Y presses a specific way or I won't be able to fly across. And yeah, it's a good thing you actually can fly across there, otherwise you wouldn't be able to get to the other side because, as we said, the bridge isn't there.
Yep. And yeah, Kamex are just absolutely evil.
Yeah, this fight is, as Allegro mentioned, is absolutely brutal, no IBG. I'm so glad we can skip it in that category now.
Yep. Thankfully, they can kill you off very quickly for IBG.
And don't mind the Kamex in the corner, the top right corner. They're just trying their best to imitate a timer. So yeah.
I didn't know that's what they were actually doing. Huh.
I think that's what it is. I don't know 100%, but I would assume that's what it's for.
Interesting.
Okay, let's save just in case. And so yeah, because we didn't, like, if you exit the Toad mission, it still saves your progress, like, story-wise, so, when we defeated the Kamex, it opened the last pipe. And, as I said before, the Fly Guy Flyby mission's Toad storage is very unstable, so if I entered the last stretch of the game, with it, it would crash in the first cutscene, so, we're gonna replace it with a more stable one without a timer now.
Yeah.
This clip is a little finicky. Yeah, just gotta like wiggle. You can wiggle and get there. Yeah.
Fun fact, this is actually the first area that saw any sort of out of bounds in the game back when this game first released. So.
And yeah, you pretty much saw all of the clips of this run. We're just getting to the final gauntlet. And actually, you have to do 5 enemy fights, 3 boss fights, and then the final fight, which is a very long gauntlet. And you can see me do that no IBG if you want me to actually, you know, survive through all the fights, which is very hard. Oh, accidentally forgot to get into the Mecha Koopa fight, so this is gonna take a while now, unfortunately.
Yeah. He wanted to get into the Mecha Koopa fight just so he could get down to low health, but because these enemies are about the same level as we are, so it's gonna take quite a bit of time for damage to rack up.
Yeah, this is just gonna be a little slow, but I wonder if it's actually faster to kill them if I make this mistake, but normally I just fight the Mecha Koopas, they put me at 1 HP. But, I mean, yeah, I pretty much got all the hard parts down, so we're just cruising, so I'm okay if this is the most major mistake in the run.
Yeah, it's been a very clean run through and through.
Don't really want to do that. Went to target a Koopa.
Mamma mia! Mario!
Hey, Mario's dead.
Oh no.
Mamma mia!
Nice Lucky. Totally needed.
Always the most unnecessary Luckies.
Yep.
But yeah, when it comes to the instant battle glitch, you gotta give a huge thanks to Really Tall for basically finding that.
Yeah. They did a really good job destroying this game with this glitch.
Yeah, like Really Tall, Solidified Gaming. There's so many other members of the community that contributed to this. Everyone's probably had some sort of minor contribution or major contribution, routing wise, or just finding clips in general.
So there's gonna be probably even more RNG involved this time, but normally, like when I grind this category for PB attempts, there's a lot of RNG in the last 5 fights. Like, and I PB'd on Saturday, and I was on world record pace in the 3rd fight, and I lost it in the 5th fight. Just like to show what like what can happen at that other run here. Yeah, it's only really the enemy fights, the boss fights tend to be very consistent. Mostly because they just immediately one-shot you with the same attack.
Yeah, the next few fights will definitely go over a lot faster.
Yeah. The enemies are getting stronger now, so I will die quicker.
Dying only makes you stronger.
It's true.
Just don't try that in real life.
Yes. Not the best advice. And this game teaches you to dying is good, and you can just win. But not a very good lesson. Yeah, we can squeeze in a bit of donations here. Unfortunately, the end of the round is a little bit anticlimactic here, so.
Absolutely, yeah. It looks like some people have been coping with all of the clipping via pun. Keith the Greek donated $25 and said, "Clipping through walls sounds like they're paper thin." And Yorick donated $20 and said, "We didn't know we needed this, but this Paper Mario run is totally our jam. It's Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, not the other way around." And Calderon 405 contributes $50 and says, "Definitely can't play this game like this, but I'll still beat you in Smash." And they signed it JLC. Also, Warius contributes $10 and says, "For my first time catching the marathon live, I felt I needed to thank everyone here for what they're doing and donate, or as they say in Limerick, for my first time on the hype train, I'll keep it simple and plain. To thank the Kings of Speed and help those who most need, let's watch some games and make it rain."
Yeah, you can see the boss fights here, they just immediately kill you. It's pretty straightforward. The Roy and Wendy fight isn't not really as much of a gimmick once you go into the actual mechanics of the fight. These guys, they have a gimmick where they can use battle cards as well, but we don't have battle cards, so I'd say it's a little unfair because they have battle cards and we don't. But obviously we can just abuse this. You can see I get a bunch of dark star points here, but doesn't matter, the fight's over.
Yeah, and the next one is pretty gimmicky. Up to that point, those fights were just rematches, but now this is just the exclusive fight to this boss gauntlet, and it's very gimmicky casually and in no YoBG. But
yeah. So yeah, the gimmick here is I take away your battle cards, replace them with like random ones that hurt you and whatnot. And I was like, oh no, I lost my battle cards, but I don't actually have them.
yeah, this fight is just mainly just counterattack, and then they'll never really They won't normally attack you outside of these very gimmicky moves. But as long as you know how to dodge them, or light them, that's just how that fight rolls.
Yeah, I'm just throwing the boomerang for fun there. I don't actually have to do anything. I just have to wait. So I'm just gonna die.
Yeah. So it's time for the best part with the gauntlet.
Yeah, we got the final boss coming up.
Oh, yeah!
And to everyone's surprise, it's Bowser.
Wait, it's not Port?
It's actually 2 Bowsers.
That's even better. But yeah, this fight will... Well, you'll see, it's gonna be... it's a treat.
Yeah.
Normally it's 2 phases, but...
What are you talking about? I thought this was the first Mario Luigi game with only 1 phase boss fight.
Really?
Yeah, let me show you.
Maybe I'm thinking of Dream Team.
Mamma mia!
Oh no, I died.
Oh crap. Wonder what that means. Isn't this attack a little overkill? They're already dead.
Yeah, exactly. See? There's no phase 2. It's over. I don't know what was going on with that Bowser wearing another Bowser's armor. That was kind of weird. That's definitely not the second phase of this fight. So yeah, that's the last fight. We just have about a minute of text, and then that's it. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this run. I really think it's really fun to show off how broken this game is. And if we meant the glitch incentive, which I don't know if we actually did, we have a few more things to show off.
Whoa.
Yes, so it looks like the glitch incentive was met.
Cool.
You guys are in for a treat.
There's more. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's about yeah. The game will fade out to black after everyone leaves here, and that's time. So, start count. And time.
Sick.
So yeah, that was a mostly clean run. Sorry I took so long to die at the end because I'm normally supposed to do another fight to get down to 1 HP, so death happens faster. But you know, yeah. So I guess I'll switch over to the glitch incentive now, right? We're good for that. I guess so. All right, so I'm just gonna load some backup saves I have that have the glitches that I want to show off.
Yeah, so this first glitch that Giga is going to show off is basically happens right after the credits. I mean, we would normally let the credits roll, but credits take way too long. We need to be fast. So just restoring his save right here. It's just going to be quite a bit faster here.
Yeah, I like to show it off as like a natural continuation of the credits because it's just kind of interesting. But yeah, we want to make sure everything's flowing in a timely manner. So this will be a direct result of like if I just play out the credits there. So now I'm mysteriously in the Allegro Center. This is post credits. So gotta make sure I can get back down here. There we go.
Yeah,
So now,
bro,
did
server.
I was gonna say, did you guys know there's a post game in this game? So yeah, this is actually saved past the point of the final boss here. So you might be asking, what happens when I go back to the final boss? And it may not be so surprising to you, but we'll show you here. And I still have the stored ability to slide right now. And you saw, actually, I don't think I mentioned it, but it's just a small time save, like sliding into cutscenes. while I have the ability to do so.
Yeah, this is gonna be very typical Paper Jam post-game stuff.
Yep. So as you can see, the platform isn't there, and the game crashes when you get to it.
Classic Paper Jam.
Yup. So now we're gonna open another file, which will have the next two things to show off.
Yeah, annoyingly, Paper Jam only has 2 save files. I believe that's the case for all the Mario RPGs on 3DS, so just always have to use these backup saves.
Yeah. Alright, so next we're going to show off a trick that's usually done in no IPG, and it looks insane, and it goes by really fast. I'm going to let Allegro take over the commentary for it. So hopefully I don't fail it, but it is a little bit of a tight window, so I'm going to go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so Giga has basically done some walk-through-walls shenanigans to set this up, and now he's going to try and do some kind of activate paper plane, but he's going to fall into the story trigger right there. But he's also going to touch the elevator. He's going to cause some weird stuff. He's going to try and do some trio abilities.
It was a little bit slow there. Actually, I think I was early because I have to switch over to plane as the elevator is rising there, so it's a little bit tight. And activate plane at the same time.
Yeah, so basically Giga's trying to activate plane once the elevator rises up, because for whatever reason the game just lets you have access to that. And this will basically allow for us to skip the Kamek fight that we were kind of alluding to at the end of the 80% run. So,
Still.
yeah, this is probably
Practice
one of
was
the
first try every time, but now I'm messing up a little bit.
Yeah, this is a.
Oh, rolled
This is
wrong.
pretty tricky. I think this is probably the hardest trick when it comes to stuff that doesn't involve clipping.
Yeah, and all of this is just to essentially get out of bounds in the next room. Because even though, despite there being a lot of clip spots throughout the run, like the Kamek area has no spots to clip in.
Sadly.
Yeah. And this is similar to that drill setup I did earlier. I think I got it there. Yep. Alright, nice.
Sick.
So yeah, this just puts us out of bounds, and you can just run around, go in the back here, and yeah, you can just go through the final area. Now you'll see here the pipe isn't actually loaded here, and that's the reason we can't do this in any percent, otherwise it would be faster if the pipe did load there. So now we're sending it to the last part of the glitch demonstration.
Yeah, this is going back to something we briefly saw in Gloomy Woods, involving some cutscene shenanigans with basically sprite values. But he's going to be doing a pretty interesting clip. This is probably one of the older clips that we used to use in the runs with Trio Grab. But yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just this game can be a little jank sometimes, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So
Like
now
even
you
if
see,
you're not trying to glitch.
yeah. So this cutscene you saw in the run, we saw in drill form. This cutscene is not supposed to have the Marios in it, so you can see they're not really respecting Luigi's personal space. They're not practicing social distancing. You shouldn't do this. So, and you saw a little bit in the any percent run. You'll see Luigi's scared, so he kind of disappears when I'm running and jumping. So I'm just gonna enter a trio grab here, and you're gonna see some interesting results. So now, if I cancel trio grab, you'll see Luigi's not feeling too well. He looks a little bit like Mario. So yeah, he actually transformed into Mario. You can see it here as I walk back and forth. He's stuck in an animation of Mario talking, and I think that has to do with the cutscene that's in this room with Mario talking. So yeah, it looks really silly, but we're not done yet. And now you can see Luigi's back when I use trio grab. We're gonna go for a little bit of a stroll. Alright, when we cancel here, Luigi just feels like he's having a little change of heart. He's now playing for enemies as a Goomba. I think if you remember earlier in the run, there's a tutorial here with Goombas, and I think that has to do with why he transforms into a Goomba. And now you'll see what happens if you try this in most rooms. In this next room, I'm going to attempt to press A and cancel trio grab, and the game crashed. So, yeah, that's Mario Luigi Paper Jam. I hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, I'll definitely be doing more attempts of this in the future on my Twitch at twitch.tv/GigaDB. And yeah, I'll run this in YoBG. I definitely recommend checking out both categories. They're fun, and I also think that this run's pretty easy to get into, any percent run. So we have a Mario Luigi Discord that everyone can enter and ask for help. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for having us.
Well, thank you very much, GigaDB, for that unbelievable Mario and Luigi Paper Jam run. That was mind-boggling. I feel like it was a fitting way to end the run as well after all the time that you spent out of bounds in the run. And we are going to show a quick Twitch ad really quick. We'll be back in just a moment, so stay here. And some love is coming in for the Resident Evil 3 incentive that we're going to have a little bit later today if we raise enough money for it. Puzzlebox donated $10, saying, I'll take 2 tickets for the Resident Evil 3 hype train. Mikhail's already saving my seat. I can't leave him hanging. And now we are going over to Cent and his wonderful House of Prizes. Cent, take it away.
You gotta move the lamp over. Everyone really likes that lamp for some reason. I don't know why, but we're live actually. We're live. Hold that thought. It's good. Hello everyone. Good afternoon and welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2020 online. My name is Sent. I am of course here in my beautiful mother's home with my beautiful mother's lamp, and we're gonna talk about some amazing prizes that you can win by donating to the marathon. Now, it's important to note that all the prizes I'm gonna talk about are only available until the end of Mighty Mouse Link's Awakening run, which is coming up next. So make sure to get those donations in immediately. Now let's talk about some of the cool stuff we have right now. From our friends over at Fangamer and Legends of Localization, we have this B-Book, bad translation, video games. It be book. They are not wrong about that. No, it's a really cool look at a lot of video games from the early 90s and late 1980s, back when localization was a much different beast, and we got great lines of text like, all your base are belong to us, and you, invaders, get you the hot bullets of shotgun to die. And really goes in depth at how those translation errors kind of make sense when you understand Japanese, but maybe don't understand English quite as well as a native speaker. It's a really cool book. It's a book I've read myself many times on plane rides to GDQ. I highly recommend it. $10 minimum donation again from now until the end of Link's Awakening, so make sure to get in on that. From our friend RecTech we have this beautiful blooper crane game squid print. It's a blooper playing a crane game. It's adorable. It's a great mashup. I'm terrible at crane games. I wouldn't want to play this crane game, but I'd want this poster. It's also a $10 minimum donation from now until the end of Link's Awakening. Let's just gently set that down right there. Talk about some of the other great stuff we have now from our friend Marlo Dobb. Huge shout outs to Marlo Dobb, always coming up with beautiful artwork for the stream. We have this amazing Wario planter. Wow! Put flowers in me. You see, you can put flowers in his head. He's adorable. He looks great. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just so cool. It's a $15 minimum donation. I love it. My mom didn't realize it was a planner, and she loved it when I told her, like, oh yeah, you can put flowers in it. So yeah, make sure to get some donations in for that. We're just going to set it right back here on the table gently. Now, finally, from an anonymous donor, we actually have a limited run edition of Battle Chef Brigade, the deluxe edition, along with a beautiful Battle Chef Brigade art book. You get a physical copy of the game. This was a game that was generally released as digital, but Limited Run produced a physical copy in a limited run, so of course you can get yourself a copy for it for the Switch, as well as this beautiful art book, which shows tons of different concept and character art from the game. It all looks really cool. I love the art style of Battle Chef Brigade. It's got that very Western anime style to it. Super great. It comes to us again from an anonymous donor. You know who you are. Thank you so much for donating it. $20 minimum donation from now until the end of Link's Awakening coming up. Now, there's one more prize I have to talk about. Of course, it's our grand prize. You need to donate $200 to be able to be eligible to win it. However, that's cumulative throughout the entire marathon, and it is a custom prompt from our friends over at Heroic Replicas. You can head over to gamesdonequick.com and check out the tracker to find out all of the information on that prize, all the different props you can choose from and the different customizations available for them, as well as you can see a link to a imagery gallery full of all the different pictures of them, so you can take a look. There's some really cool stuff in there. There's a full-size Buster sword from Final Fantasy VII. There's a full-size Fierce Deities sword from Majora's Mask. They look amazing. You should definitely take a look. You should definitely donate $20 right now. You'll get into everything I just talked about, and you're 10% of the way to getting in on that grand prize. Now, there's one more thing I have to mention. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. Now, some of you, I'm sure, have Amazon Prime. We have Amazon Prime. We're getting a lot of stuff delivered. I actually renewed my Amazon Prime the other day because I was, getting a pair of headphones, and they said, hey, you want an Amazon Prime membership for a month for $2? And the shipping for 2 days without Amazon Prime was like $20 or something. So yeah, sure, why not? If you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming. And if you have Prime Gaming, you can sub to a channel on Twitch every month, and the channel still gets the full revenue from that sub, even though you didn't have to pay anything for it. Now, here's where that's important. Games Done Quick is donating all of the revenue from subs and bits, minus any taxes we need to pay on that, to charity for the month of August. So when you see those hype trains going on and you see people dropping subs and dropping bits to the channel, the revenue from that, we're donating right back to MSF. It's a great opportunity. And again, if you have Amazon Prime, you can basically get in on that for no cost to yourself. And that's super cool. You know what else is super cool? Link's Awakening. There's been a lot of hype around the remake, but the original is super broken and a super amazing speedrun. And let's put it back up to the front and get hype for Megamouth's run of Link's Awakening.
We have a $20 donation from Victoria218 saying, my partner is sitting watching this on his day off after going above and beyond in both his personal life and work life. I know how much he loves GDQ, and I hope this gets read so he knows how much I love you and how wonderful you are. It's a wonderful donation. And now we have a wonderful run